What the hell's going on, people? Welcome to the stream. Yo, what's up, chat? How's it going? 21. What's up, Sin? Well, what's up, Sin the Slayer? How are you, Goat? Welcome to the stream. How are you? How are you, buddy? Howdy, howdy. What's up? Welcome to the second stream of 2026. Fuck, I think we're finally in a spot where things are good. Just got done looking at the snow. God damn, I forgot it's fucking winter. Are you in the US, I'm guessing? I'm guessing. I don't actually know where you live. Where do you live, Sin? I'm assuming you're in the States. I saw there's a lot of snow around there right now. From what I'm aware. The east coast of the States. Wow. East coast. Yeah. Fucking I saw New York's having some snow a little bit from time to time, which is mildly insane. I fucking can't believe it. I mean, I will show you outside my window where it docks me, but we're in the middle of summer. What's the temperature right now? This is in New Zealand, so different. We're in summer. But give me a second. I'll find the temperature. Also, I just got a text. Okay, that's some weird ass spam text. Yeah, I went to New Zealand at the beginning of December and I was so sad to come back. Oh, yo, where were you in New Zealand? Oh, so it's 26 degrees Celsius today. That's it. I don't know what it is in Fahrenheit. I'll look it up. I'll translate. Auckland? How's Auckland? I'm not a big fan of it personally, but I'm curious as to what an American would think of Auckland. So what's 26 CDF? So it's nearly 80 degrees Fahrenheit in Blenheim, right? Oh, no, that's not where I am. Oh well. I just doxed myself. It's whatever. But now, how's Auckland? Fucking hell. As you can tell, I'm a little bit rusty, to the old streaming shit. But we back at it. Oh my goodness. It was really cool. I enjoyed how walkable it was and how all the food was like fresh and not processed. Yeah, that's true. And everybody was so chill. I agree. Yeah, New Zealand is one of those countries where it is pretty chill. Thankfully. Like, I was in Australia, even though it's like 15 decibels quieter. Is America loud? And I miss it so much. Bro, come back. Just move over here. The economy's great, I promise. You gotta believe me. Houses are very affordable. Cost of living's awesome. We're back on track. Also, I just want to say, we're on the white monsters today, chat. Because, what's up, David? What's up, Soot? Hello, how are you? We're just talking about New Zealand and how great it is. How awesome of a country it is. Oh my goodness. Oh man, living the dream. Actually, chat. Now you want to come back for longer than a week, you should. I recommend take like a couple weeks and like go take 1 week on the North Island and 1 week on the South Island and just drive down and get a rental car. It's so peak. How are you, you beautiful man? I'm great. How are you, you beautiful man? This is my friend Soot, by the way. Shadomi is my friend Soot. Shout out Soot. For that one. Incredible banger. I reckon 2 weeks for the South Island. Yeah, the South Island's pretty goated. I'm a South Islander. I was born and raised down here. It's better. Fuck the North Island. North Island sucks. If it was in the schedule, I would have 100% of the time hanging with the mischievous parrots, bro. Mischievous parrots, bro. Yeah, our birds are pretty goated. I love the kakapo. Top 10 birds of all time. I was trying to put on some instrumental. Hold on, give me a second. Fuck. What account is it? How in Tarnation did you spell that? I like birds. I'll put it in chat. So it's kakapo like that. What are you up to today, by the way? So what you got going on? You got work? You got fucking drugs? I don't know what you do in your spare time. I don't know what your hobbies are. All right, hold on. We're gonna shuffle the playlist real quick. Give it a second. We're gonna do a shuffle. I'm working 7 p.m. start. That's so sad, chat. Can we get a fucking a rip in the chat for employment? Yeah. Speaking of employment, by the way, chat. I may be unemployed again. and we'll talk about that later. Then the guy I'm seeing is going to come to the bar for the last few hours of my shift, and I'm going to go to his. That's so based and awesome and cool. Rip Pizza, that bird looks wild, and our birds are wild and awesome. Yeah, I agree. Rip Pizza. Okay, so I'll explain. So yeah, chat, I've been employed. I was employed for the last month working as a pizza delivery person. I'm going to a new job, but it's at a store that's opening in about 12 days. So I've got like 2 weeks, pretty much, of no job or no like work to go to actively. So I can stream consistently. I might even sneak some extra streams in there. If you're not part of the Discord, join the Discord. If of course the command doesn't work, I thought I fixed that. It's okay, we'll fix that later. But no, it's okay. So temporarily unemployed, but I've got enough to keep going in the meantime. But that means more streaming, and I've got some plans and stuff. That's cool. I'm gonna try to get a capture card this week, chat, which might be peak. Just saying, might be peak, because I do be wanting to do some console games on the stream. So I think I found a cheap capture card I'm gonna buy, so I'll be able to play other kind of console games on stream too, which will be fun. I've been meaning to do that for ages. I've got like an OG Xbox in the corner that I've got a converter for, an HDMI converter that I'm gonna pull out. We're gonna play some fucking Halo 2, probably, or some other shit, which is pretty gas. Or some Switch games, or whatever. We're just fucking around. Were we balling today? Oh man, White Monster's so good. Halo 2 brings me back. It does. Yeah, same with me. And I don't mind. I love the fact that the Master Chief Collection exists. And like, they've got all the new games and stuff that are like, you know, all the old games in one collection. But like, something about pulling it out on the OG hardware, it hits different. In the best possible way. In my opinion, anyway. I don't know. Maybe I'm just weird though, like that. But yeah, so I mean, I also, speaking of living the dream, actually, if we're going to come back to that, we're going to talk about the new Tomodachi Life, which is coming out soon. There it is. Tomodachi Life. Ooh. Tomodachi Life. So yeah, Tomodachi Life is coming out soon for the Switch, and Switch 2. And they used to do these, I actually think they just discontinued them. They just finished doing these Nintendo Switch game voucher things, where it's like, I think you spend like, I think it was like, hold on a second, I'll look up Nintendo Switch game vouchers. But yeah, if you had Nintendo Switch Online, you could buy vouchers, which bought you like, for like cheaper than 2 games worth of price, which would get you 2 games worth of games, if that makes sense. So I had a spare one. I must have bought 2 of them like a year ago, and they literally just discontinued them, like January 30th. Yeah, they just discontinued them. But I had 1 left, so I pre-ordered this. So when this comes out, which is the 16th of April, you bet your sweet bippy that we're playing that one. We're playing some Tomodachi Life when it's fresh. So that's another reason why I'm getting the capture card, because I want to play Tomodachi Life when it comes out. I'll just take the whole day off, and we'll just do a big like long stream. Cause yeah, I want to play it, and I'm like an OG gamer, so on that shit. So, oh man, oh my goodness, man, it's so weird going back to streaming after ages, because like, a part of it's like sliding back into some old shoes or like riding a bike again. But there's like, I just feels weird and unfamiliar, you know? I don't know if it's coming across or not. I'm a little bit perturbed. But you know, fuck it, we ball. Fuck it, we ball. You're a pro, what you mean? Thank you very much, Sin. Thank you very much. My goat. I'm surprised Mitch will be on here, but I suppose he's probably busy. Yeah, so it's weird. It's, man, I don't know, cause like I know, like I honestly said I haven't caught you around that much. Mitch cracks me up. True, we love Mitch. Don't tell him that though. He'll ride the high of that compliment and then just go too far. Don't tell him we like him. we have to keep him. We have to keep him yearning. We have to keep him yearning for approval. That's part of his bit. Oh man, but man, my goodness. Meow 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 meow. Why are you meowing at me? I love how I just meowed back. Like I'm so easily baited into doing embarrassing shit. I've just realized. Just incredibly easy to rage bait. It's like, bro. Meow 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 meow. Come on, little disco. If you were my friend, you would have gotten banned for that one. Soot. I know what you are, buddy. Buddy. Oh, okay, actually, I've got a funny story to tell. So, I'm talking to a baddie at the moment. I've been talking to a baddie. It's like on Bumble and Instagram. Whatever. I met on Bumble, Instagram. My phone screen was broken. This is my Samsung Galaxy A52s 5G mobile phone that I've had for like 5 years. This motherfucker, the screens are glitching. So I was talking to this chick, and we were sending reels back and forth. And when you come up with the little when you go into a reel, when you tap it and it shows people to send the reels to, I didn't realize that if you tap more than one at once, sometimes it makes a group chat. And I'd never done that before. So I'd go to send reels to her and my phone screen would glitch out. And so I ended up incidentally introducing her to like all of my friends through Instagram group chats I make because my phone fucking glitches. So Soot has met the baddie that I'm talking to. And then the fucking worst part of it about it is that Soot and this girl are bullying me in the fucking group chat. Like I'm being harassed, bro. It's like fuck, I can't win. I just can't win. No, you person agree. Okay, to be fair, that was actually no, I fucked up. No, okay, one of my other friends did that. Did it on purpose. Well, okay, you. Okay, that's fair. Actually, I fucking forgot. That's my bad. No, that's fair. That's a fair call out. I was so confident too that was the correct fucking story. God damn it, I've got dementia. That's so insane. But yeah, so I think I've committed to this girl chat. Old. Oh, are you calling me old for? Are you calling me old or are you calling yourself old? Either way, there's a problem. Because you call me old, that's just wrong. And if I'm 30, so I can call you old. That's not even that old though. Why? It's like old is like 70, bro. You know? I feel like that's the. Oh my god. I'm 34. Shut the fuck up. Shut up, bro. You go to Japan, it doesn't age you 10 years, okay? They actually revives you by 10 years. I think if I went to Japan, it would fix me, chat. Because Place Japan is so much better than Place New Zealand. Lol, this is an old. Tell that to Yosh, please. Oh, well, don't worry. Although he is a green rat. It kind of did fix me a little, yeah. I mean, I've been fixing myself, though, at the moment, chat. I'm because I weighed myself at Christmas time. I think it was Boxing Day, or maybe the day after Boxing Day. And I was 310 pounds, chat. I was 310 pounds or 141 kilos at Christmas. And as of 2 days ago, I am now 131 kg or just to like 290 pounds. I've lost 20 pounds this month of weight. So I'm going to try and fix myself before I go to Japan and get fixed like internally. But yeah, I'm trying to lose like 80 pounds this year because I am tired of being a lard ass. It's kind of been my brand, but my dad, you know what's fucked up though, is my dad sent me a fucking video of me as a kid, like when I was about 15. I did not realize I was actually that thin. I thought I was always fat. I'd somehow gaslit myself that I'd always been big my entire childhood. But no, this is a recent development. it just completely shattered my self-worth. Like, it just completely, just like, my whole self-image of my childhood just crumbled in that moment. Like, fuck, no! Why do you have to show me empirical proof? I've never been fat. Like, I like this. Like, listen. There's obese. There's like, okay. There's the three things, right? There's normal, chubby, fat, and obese, right? I was bordering on obese, and that's a fair call, right? Most of my life, I've been chubby and fat in that kind of middle area. I'm trying to at least get to like chubby, to be honest. Like, that's just a personal goal. But hey, it's working. So hopefully by like October, that's my current goal. I've got like a little app that I've got that tracks my calories. I'm going to be 100 kg by October. So I have to lose like a fucking third of my body weight. It's going to be so lit. It's going to be so lit. I want to be so like fit and appealing and brand friendly. Sponsorships. So that's my plan. Quintin is ripped era, yeah, it's gonna be awesome, bro. I'm gonna be like incredible. Although I'm just gonna be honest. Something happened to me on Thursday, which really annoyed me. I need to talk about this with someone. Well, not really annoyed me, but it just kind of perturbed me. I was. Why are you fucking resident? Why are you baby raging? Don't baby rage. I'm not baby raging. I'm not baby raging. I'm not angry. I'm not angry. I'm not baby raging. You gotta believe me. But I went. So I went to. I went on training for my new job, on Thursday, and I was working with this Filipina lady. She was about a year older than me. And we were working together or whatever. And we did training and then we were on a break. And then she turns to me and she looks at me and she says, you know, when I first looked at you, I thought you were gay. And I don't know how to respond to that without sounding homophobic. Because it's like, I'm not gay. Unfortunately, if anyone is hoping that I'm gay, I'm not gay. I'm sorry. I've done some soul searching, and I've realized that I'm not gay. So, and she got style and a good personality, maybe, but no. Okay. And then this fucking lady, she looks at me, and she goes, you know, you remind me of my coworker because she used to work at I think some fast food place. She's like, you know, because her English isn't the best. She's only been over from the Philippines for like a year. But she tells me, she's like, hey, you remind me of my coworker from the place she worked at before. She's like, you know, you could tell he was a man, but you could tell he was a gay. Like, a gay. Not gay, a gay. And I fucking nearly lost my shit in the middle of the restaurant. It's like, fuck's sake. So yeah, I don't know how to beat the gay allegations, chat, but I guess I'm just gonna be constantly. I'm trying to think what it is. Maybe it's the fucking rings on the hand or the necklace or some shit. I don't fucking know. Man, I thought they had been co-opted by the straights, you know? Fuck if I know, chat. Fuck if I know. But, my God. Yeah, so that's a funny story, I guess, that happens to me in my fucking life every day. Also, people do tend to see a cis man with good outfits and jewelry and think gay. That's the thing. I don't even have good outfits, bro. I mean, if I was to stand up, look at me. Look at this. This is not a good outfit. I look like I'm fucking... I look like I'm insane. I look like I'm meant to do the Fent fucking walk, you know, just like that. No, I don't have good outfits. You know? Because straight men usually can't accessorize. Bro, I just wear shit. I don't even plan things out. I just wear shit. And it's just the way it is, you know? I'm going to start the stream. I'm going to watch The Office with you, Ocean. Have a good stream. Thank you very much, Sin. I appreciate you for showing up. Thank you. Rip, bye. No, you got me all to yourself. Yeah, but like, it's fucking mental, man. It's you and I, big boy. I don't like you. Aren't you meant to be dating aren't you dating someone right now, you whore? I'm gonna get banned for saying that. Twitch, if you're watching this as a friend of mine, it's okay. It's not me, Jenny. I'm a bit of a... Wow, okay. Insane. My goodness gracious. Fucking hell. You know, I'm gonna look at... Because I've been curious. I know the Grammys are on right now. Let's see who's winning. Let's see who's winning at the Grammys today. Okay, fuck off. Fuck off with that shit. Grammys 2026, the complete winners list. Okay. Who's winning? Hashtag self-aware. Being self-aware does not mean you win, though. That's the problem. So, okay. Alright, we can scroll down and find the winners. Okay, alright. Okay, hold on. Okay, so Kendrick... Okay, alright. Okay. Never mind. I've realised I don't care as much as I thought I did about the Grammys. I mean, I'm mostly curious to see what wins album of the year, to be honest. I haven't listened to a lot of new music this year, though. I think that's my problem. Who the fuck is... Can you hear that? You can't. Someone's got their, like, lawnmower out right now and is mowing the lawn. Fucking right next to my window. I'm glad you guys can't hear it at least. But, chat. You know, I think it's a recession indicator that I've found myself caring less about award shows than I ever have. Even the Game Awards, I don't really give them that much of a fuck about. Like, I think it's a recession indicator. I think it shows that we just don't care about shit anymore. Like, we've got to worry about making rent. I can't give a fuck about who wins the Grammy, bro. Although I do hope Kendrick wins album of the year this year. I don't know. Also, it's hard to care the state of the world. Yeah. It really is. Like, I mean, I don't know, man. Like, fuck. We got so much other shit going on. Although I do say that I feel like, why would I care about rich people partying when people are disappearing? This is very true. This is correct. If you want to, by the way, if any of my millions of fans that are watching right now care about my my political stake at the moment on any of this shit, fuck ICE. The fact that ICE is even a thing that has been propped up this much by the government is fucking obscene, and it's clear they just don't give a fuck about anything. Like, even without the horrible shit that has been going on with, like, the actual actions of ICE, conceptually speaking, ICE is just a fucking dumb concept. Like, yeah, sure, let's get a bunch of fucking volunteer, barely trained people with guns to enforce the law. That makes so much sense. Right? No, it fucking doesn't. Well, hi, what's up, Mary? Welcome to the stream. How are you? But yeah, if you want to know about my opinions on ICE, that's pretty much it. It's just like, fuck ICE. It's dumb. They should... I'm alright, how are you? I'm good. I'm drinking White Monster and talking politics, so I'm happy. I love politics. I love getting... Fuck ICE. I agree. Well, I just feel like, listen, you could be anti-illegal immigration, which is, I can't necessarily say that's like 100% an illogical thing to, you know, to be against, but like, you have to acknowledge that the issue with people that are like into fucking ICE and everything is that they just don't understand that this is the worst way they could possibly go about it as well. Like, you don't have to align yourself with a shitty solution to a problem. Yeah, every country owned by people was caused by legal immigration. Exactly. Yeah, I agree. I mean, because like, I don't mind, honest to God, if you want my opinions on that shit, like, fuck it. If you're immigrating and you're paying taxes, bro, I don't give a fuck. If you're contributing to the social welfare of the country, I don't give a fuck. Like, you can stay. I feel like you could just, like, why, like, it only makes sense. You know? That's just more tax money that we could use to help people. So, fuck, I don't know. But yeah, I don't know, man. The States is just, I feel like it's actually comical how quickly the States have just backslid into this fucking fascist shit. And I don't even like using that term willy-nilly, because I feel like people are using it so much that it kind of defeats the purpose. Like, no, you know, Starbucks is not fascist, however the government is. You know, like, that people just use that shit like it's a fucking spread or word for bad. But, like, yeah, no, America's always been like this. They must feel comfortable coming out of the woodwork again. Yeah, like, it's just really comical, to be honest, in a kind of dark way. It's comical to see how apparent and ready they are to just immediately start spreading some fascist bullshit. Like, it's not even, they're not even trying to hide it. Like, there's not even a veneer of decency, which is just fucking bizarre to see. As someone who's who's, I think, is pretty normal and well-adjusted. Like, I just can't imagine living in a country where you have AI-generated fucking racist memes on the timeline coming from an official government account. Okay, yeah, you could definitely hear that. Hold on, chat. I'm gonna close the window. Lol. Anyway, we've fixed it. The window has been shut. But, yeah, like, be right back. It's got a C in there. There's a C. It's very apparent. It's a very apparent C. Look. It's right there. It curves. It looks like an R. You're just dyslexic. You're just fucking dyslexic and you can't read. Fuck you. It's my handwriting, okay? It's myself. Looks like an R. You are both dyslexic. See? You're both dyslexic. Listen. Everybody else is wrong. I'm right. But yeah. I feel very sorry, and I stand by any American citizen right now, because you guys are having a rough time. The government is not being cool and awesome, which is not great. You know, I've got a couple of friends of mine in Minneapolis right now, so like it's scary, man. I feel bad for Americans too. Aren't you American, Mary? Aren't you from the glorious bald eagle country land? You know? I'm Canadian. I forgot. God, Canada. You guys aren't even a real country. Sorry. Cancelled? There's no cancelling. Listen, Canada's not a real country. No, Canada is a real country. Canada is the better country than the US. Everyone knows that. Canada's just like the better US. I feel like it's better US in most things. You know? You guys are pretty goated over there. You guys got maple syrup and shit. Like, damn. Goated with the sauce. You know? Oh, man. But, no, like, I don't know. Canada, I don't want to go to Canada. Free healthcare. True that. You know? This is true. Free healthcare. That's a W. Yeah, man. Fucking, I don't know, man. The world itself is pretty fucked right now. I feel like every country's got some major shit going on, eh? Like, you know, as someone who left Australia and then the Bondi shooting happened, and now they're being extra strict on immigrants now coming into Australia, and I'm someone that wants to go back. Fuck. No, I'm scared. Chat, please. I want to go back. I liked Australia. I liked Melbourne. It was great. But you know what? You'll be fine. It's not. No. Well, actually, for once, I think apparently they're actually being relatively. Well, no. Actually, I won't be fine because if I criticize Israel, I will be banned because they're being really strict on anti-Semitism. Because apparently Israel and Jewish people are the same thing. And yep, this is officially where I get cancelled. This is officially where I get cancelled for saying that Israel, a separate independent state, does not represent an international community of people who have a wide variety of different beliefs on a number of different topics. Australia is one of the countries that's kind of supported Palestine, yeah, but you got to also understand that Bondi Beach, like that area, is very Jewish, and I know Jewish people, and I like a lot of like connected Jewish people in Australia. There is a huge Jewish community in Australia, and they are very influential, just because of the fact that they're very well connected, and that's not like that's just the state of the community over there, you know. But, like, thankfully, a lot of Australian Jewish people, the vast majority aren't Zionist, which is a W. We love that. I stand by Jewish people, my goats. You know, my best friend is Jewish. That seems like such a cop-out, but, like, I think it's like, I met him over in Aussie, and he just happened to be Jewish, and we're best mates. I feel really bad for saying that. God, this is the kind of thing that's going to be pulled up in, like, 5 years when I'm famous. And be like, this guy is anti-Semitic because he said it. Because I can't win. I can't win when I talk about politics. I'll always lose. Imagine if I just come back from a break and I immediately cancel myself. Would that be funny? What do you think, chat? Man, I can't fucking believe it. I'm so... why am I so nervous about talking about this topic? I feel like I'm... I don't know. I don't know, chat. I'm trying to think of something non-controversial to pivot to that I want to talk about. Off-topic work has been stressful. Yeah, that's real. Same here. How's work been stressful for you, Mary? Actually, you know what we can talk about? We can talk about the Beatles movie. I didn't tell you. What do you do for work? Chat, we've got the first official images from the Beatles biopic, dude. Like, we got it. We got them in HD, I'm pretty sure. Hold on, give me a second. I work at a local coffee shop. Right, hell yeah. Hold on, there it is. Hold up, we've got it. I've got the images, chat. Barista Slay W. See, I want to learn how to make a good cup of coffee. I think that's my next big adventure in my life is learning how to make a good cup of coffee. Because, you know, it might not be helpful in an apocalypse, but fuck, man. If I can make that shit at home, it would be so much cheaper. So I'm sad story. My work has always been stressful. Yeah, talk about it. I'm also going to pull this up. I'm a bartender now, but I miss my barista days sometimes. Hell yeah. Chat. What do we think of the bottles? What do we think of the bottles, dude? These are the Beatles. They're real. John Lennon is real. So, owner of coffee shop. Yep, I'm listening. I'm listening. Dude, I don't know about this casting. I feel like that's pretty good casting. Barry Keoghan. I'm actually shocked at how good Barry Keoghan looks. I'm not gonna lie. I was very concerned. Got into a car accident on Christmas Eve. Jesus Christ. I'm sorry to hear about that. I didn't make it. Oh, fuck. Holy shit. Okay. That, I don't know what I was expecting, but I was not expecting that. Jesus Christ. I'm so sorry. Rest in peace, your boss. For real. That's so sad. Fuck. So now you see what's been stressful. Yeah, it's like, what's happened? Did they go to anybody? Like... Was there a chain of command or like what? Like what's the plan? Fuck ads. Oh no! Hold on, dude. You can subscribe. You can subscribe so I can hear your feedback. So you can actually hear my feedback to your sad story. I love capitalism. It's my favorite. It's my favorite. I love capital. I love my life, chat. Fucking hell. Yeah, man. That's fucked up, dude. Oh, dude, I'm sorry. That's rough. Okay, I can hear now. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear. Like, what? Like, did you end up like? Is the coffee shop still gonna be open, or what's happened? Like, what's the next steps? Do you still have a job, or what's happened? That's what I was gonna ask, because I feel like so we were closed for a week. For a week, that seems like a very short amount of time. To be honest, I would have been shut for a little bit longer, but I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. My God. Oh my goodness gracious. We are working until we get told otherwise. I mean, at least you still got a job. I know that I hate to be that kind of crass about it, but like I'm glad at least that you still have a job to go to, you know, because that would be extra shit if you couldn't work. But man, that must be very, very, very hard. I'm so sorry for everybody at your work and your boss's family as well. My goodness, crazy. So his wife's the lawyer told us to stay open. So I mean, I guess W lawyer. I suppose if the business keeps going, then you know. I don't know. I feel like yeah, he probably would have wanted you guys to be able to at least stay employed. His wife wanted to get a divorce. Oh, dude, the drama. This is like a whole ass K-drama type energy going on. I'm invested in this, low-key. To get her name off the business. Oh. So, but now she's kind of stuck with it, I imagine, because it's probably a marital thing. Dude. So, I wonder if she's going to sell it. Maybe. Oh, it's been up for sale for 2 years? Oh, shit. That's really awkward. That is remarkably awkward. There's a lot of moving parts here. Dude. Yeah, because I suppose I never thought about what would happen if a business owner was to die while they own the business. Like, what happens next? It's good to have a lawyer, I suppose. It probably would help with the specifics of the situation. But he's updating as well that the shop will go to his daughter from another marriage. Oh my god. Family drama. What the fuck? Yeah, there's so much fucking... Why is it the 6-7? I'm sorry, I don't mean to hit the 6-7 while you're talking about your dead boss. That's my bad. That's my bad. They doesn't want the business. So, yeah, like... You know a lot about this drama. I'm not gonna lie. Oh my goodness. My manager tells me that. Okay, so you're just hearing it from your manager. That's insane. I mean, as long as you're okay with hearing it, I guess. Yeah. Okay, well good. Well good. At least that's good. Bro. Fucking crazy. It's like boss and manager were close. Oh, I suppose. Okay, fair enough. Probably need to get it off their chest then. Yeah. Like best friends. Oh, yeah. But yeah. Wow. Yeah, well, at least, well, I guess it's been stressful, but hey, the main thing is you've got a job, and it looks like they're at least not dropping you guys. I think they're probably trying to be there for their for the employees, like all you guys, while they're figuring it out. So at least that's good. That's good. I mean, it shows they've got their hearts in the right place with keeping things open for a wee bit anyway. Are you looking for other work, or are you just going to try and stick out for as long as you can with this one? Because low-key, I'd be looking for another job if I'm being completely for real. But then again, I'm the guy that just left his other job to go to another job like within a few weeks of starting, so... But winter time you work at 2 places? Okay. Already? True. So I suppose you got other things to lay back on as well. That's good. That's good. I'm glad. I hope you'll be able to weather the storm and everything, and you won't be too out of, you know? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You picking up what I'm putting down? Oh my goodness. I was just gonna say, I hate to, first go something bad to answer your question. Well, I'm sorry. Look at these Beatles. Look at these Beatles, dude. It's crazy. The Beatles are so real, chat. I can't believe the Beatles are real. Nah, but seriously, okay, I'm gonna be, okay, I don't know if you realize this, chat, but I'm a bit of a big Beatles fan. I don't know if you can tell. I don't know if you can tell, but I kind of like the Beatles. I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm kind of a, yeah. Oh, that was lucky. Nothing spilled out of that one. But yeah, I'm a big Beatles fan, so I'm actually kind of invested in the Beatles movies. I know I'm an unk, and you're going to call me an unk, and I get it. You're going to call me an unk, and it makes total sense to me. At the same time, I love the Beatles. And I'm not going to apologize. But you know what I will say? I had major doubts about the casting. Paul Mescal, that motherfucker just is Paul at this period in time. I'm genuinely shocked at how similar this motherfucker looks. Like, okay, Paul, good shit. You better fucking know to sing, or I'm gonna kill you. Barry Keoghan, I wasn't expecting to look good as Ringo. I'm still on the fence about him, mostly because, like, I don't know. I feel like his face is like, I don't know how to explain it. I think the main thing is his face is too circular. This motherfucker looks like a me. This motherfucker looks like a me. He looks like a me, bro, from the fucking Wii. He's got wrong. Fuck, I'm really bad at this. He looks like a me. He looks like a Ringo Starr me that you'd make in Tomodachi Life. That's why he's off. I've just realized. Joseph Quinn, what the fuck were they thinking? There's so much wrong with this fucking image. Why? The hair's wrong, the beard's wrong. And listen, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a big George Harrison glazer. I will stand by George. George is like my favorite Beatle. I won't even lie to you. He's like the best solo musician out of the entire group. What the fuck is happening here? What is going on? This is wrong. This is the worst still they could have put out. I don't think I've ever seen him with this kind of facial hair and this kind of normal hair. The face is off too. Like, listen. Barry Keoghan, he may look like a fucking me. But at least he's got the hair and the mustache. Like, you could look at that and go, okay, that's Ringo. This could be another person. I've never seen this person before. The only way this could be saved is if he does a really good George Harrison like vocal impression. Like that movie Steve Jobs with Michael Fassbender playing Steve Jobs. If he can do a good job with the energy of George, I might be able to give this a pass. But visually speaking, no fucking way that's George. And then John looks pretty good. He's got I think the glasses and the hair do a lot, but he's got the chin. Sorry, again, I get very invested in the Beatles for some reason. I don't know why. I'm one of those fucking jobless individuals that obsess over fucking movie casting for some reason. But, yeah, chat. New Beatles. The Beatles are real. Yet again. which is insane. Oh my god. Fucking hell. Dude. I mean, I hope these do well. I hope these do well. I hope these do well. I'm praying. Oh my goodness. Man. Oh, dude. I'm just trying to think. Because, like, there's like 50 other things I want to talk about. Oh, actually, we do have to cover an elephant in the room. There's an elephant in the room we have to talk about. Chat. You can tell by the posters behind me. More posters. All those Schlatt's there. Hello, Schlatt. Schlatt's also back there. But the other ones, and that one on the right, we need to talk about them. It's time to talk about this man. It's time. Actually, let me put some background music on that befits the topic. Because, oh, bro. Yeah, I know, chat. I know. Chat's not going to like... Nah. Well, okay. This is probably the best time. If there was a time to talk about him, there's a time to talk about him. Yay. He apologized. And I'll be honest with you. I kind of, like, I'm like 45% believing him this time. I know. I'm 45%, which is kind of crazy. You know, I feel like being a fan of Ye is like being in a toxic relationship with someone that you know is not going to hold up the end of the deal. It's like when you go and you like, so you hang out with that one friend, and you know, you shout so you shout them a drink, and they go, oh hey, is it all good if you shout me a drink? I'll pay you back, and you go yeah, and they never pay you back, and you still take the deal, and knowing that they're gonna fuck you over. This is this man, 100% with every one of his fans. I hope he's medicated now. I believe he is. Apparently, he's in a really, really good spot. Thank fuck. Although, I think all it takes is one day to... Okay, Richard, what's up, Sin? Welcome back. We're talking about Ye. We're talking about the artist formerly known as Kanye West at the moment. Going from one controversial topic to another, which is really cool. But I thought, well, here's the thing. We can read the apology, because I want to read the apology on stream, and then I want to talk about it, because this is important to me as a jobless individual myself. What? 2 Steps? Holy moly! Thank you for the raid. What's up, 2 Steps? How are you, goat? I hope you had a good stream. What were you up to? The lurk is now what? Thank you very much, 2 Steps. Thank you. What were you streaming? What were you streaming? What were you playing? Talk to me about it. Just some MC and building. That's incredible. I'm on my controversial topics discussion game at the moment. So we're talking about Kanye. Got to shout it out for movie time. Fair enough. Well, thank you very much for the raid. I appreciate it, goat. Thank you so much. Hold on. Let me give you a shout out. So we shout out. Go follow 2 Steps. Chat. W streamer. W streamer. Go follow 2 Steps. W. But yeah, I'm gonna put this on, and we're gonna read this apology, because I'm curious. Because I'm not gonna lie. Number one, I know for a fact Ye did not write this thing himself. At least, like, completely by himself. Because number one, it's got proper punctuation and capitalization. It's in paragraphs, and it's reasonable and well typed. So we're gonna read the apology, because I think if we're gonna have the posters in the background, which I'm gonna have to keep up because they're kind of my brand, we're gonna have to discuss this, and we're gonna have to get through this as a community, as a team, chat. So hopefully you're okay with this segment. If not, then say now, I guess. But we're going to read it. So, yeah, because he took out a whole page. By the way, if you wonder where this apology came from, it was an entire page taken out of the Wall Street Journal. So he must have paid thousands and thousands of dollars to put this apology in the Wall Street Journal. It wasn't on Twitter. It wasn't on Instagram. It wasn't some twit longer. This is actually a proper, like, full-on formal apology at a publication. I don't know why the fuck he put it in the Wall Street Journal. I bet his PR agent gets paid. That's what I think too. But I mean, listen, I think when it comes to something like this, low-key, it's kind of good he doesn't type this himself, because he will inevitably say something fucking wrong and it'll make him look bad. So the fact that he got someone that was actually like a relatively good writer to write this is the main thing. You know. So anyway, all right, we're going to read this. I'm going to stop delaying this shit and just read it. So this title, To Those I Hurt. 25 years ago, I was in a car accident that broke my jaw and caused injury to the right frontal lobe of my brain. At the time, the focus was on the visible damage, the fracture, the swelling, and the immediate physical trauma. The deeper injury, the one inside my skull, went unnoticed. Comprehensive scans were not done, neurological exams were limited, and the possibility of a frontal lobe injury was never raised. It wasn't properly diagnosed until 2023. That medical oversight caused serious damage to my mental health and led to my bipolar type 1 diagnosis. Apparently, I've watched a few interviews on this topic. Apparently, he's not speaking complete bullshit. Apparently, that is something that does happen. And, I mean, if you look at photos of him after the car accident, you will find that there's a good chance he probably did get a concussion or some major brain shit. Because people forget how bad that accident was. So that, you know, I hate to say it, I hate to cope for him, but that apparently does check out. And it is very possible. Bipolar disorder comes with its own defense system. Denial. When you're manic, you don't think you're sick. You think everyone else is overreacting. You feel like you're seeing the world more clearly than ever, when in reality you're using your grip entirely. I have had private conversations with people that have worked with Ye, especially over the period where he talks about like the early months of 2025. From what I'm aware, that is very accurate to his behavior. It's very, very, very accurate to the way he acted in the studio. Once people label you as crazy. Also, if you're wondering how I know people that work with Ye, I'm not going to get into too much specifics, but I'm friends with quite a few people in his camp, or people that are close to his camp, so I kind of hear information from them. Which is weird that someone like me would know that kind of shit, but I'm not going to overstate it like I have like personal insider information, but I've just talked to people in a casual conversation during that period of time. So if you're wondering how I have any kind of right to speak on it, that's it. Once people label you as crazy, this bit is kind of sus, I'm not going to lie. I feel like it's, I feel like this paragraph, I've read this obviously before, this paragraph is a little bit sus, I'm not going to lie. Once people label you as crazy, you feel as if you cannot contribute anything meaningful to the world. It's easy for people to joke and laugh it off, when in fact this is a very serious, debilitating disease you can die from. I will say, people weren't joking about his bipolar. In fact, when there was that thing going around about him being on nitrous, I think everyone was actually just legitimately concerned. So I feel like the joking and laughing it off is maybe a little bit of an overstatement, but I can see where he's coming from. According to the World Health Organization and Cambridge University, people with bipolar disorder, bipolar is insanely hard to deal with, especially bipolar 2. Yeah, I've definitely heard things like that, about there's so much stigma around it. Yeah, I can agree with that. I think the thing is as well, I think if what he's saying is true and the bipolar came from the physical trauma in his brain, it would very much get more severe over time with the physical symptoms as well getting worse if it wasn't treated properly. So I could see how it could escalate. And I've definitely seen a lot of discourse surrounding this apology, which I'll talk about afterwards, because there's a lot of people that are anti this apology. I'm personally pro, like at least like half on his side, because I want him to be better. I'm a bit biased. I'm a little bit biased about it, but we'll talk about it because the stigma that I've personally witnessed the stigma of it in online conversation. So I completely agree with you, sir. I completely agree. Very biased. What's up? Hello. Yeah, I don't think it would have been triggered by physical trauma. Bipolar is usually a genetic thing, but the gene can be triggered later in life. I did see an article from, I think it was the Rolling Stone or Variety, where they talked about with a neurologist about the legitimacy of that claim that he made, and that apparently that neurologist and that the psychologist and neurologist seemed to agree that it was. I fucked it up. I will find the source later, I promise, because I don't like just saying shit without the source. But I did read something. But yeah, I could see though how brain injury could cause this. Also, hello, Pop Peckish P. I don't know, a psychiatrist maybe. I don't know. I'll look it up after this, and we can talk about it, because the discourse around the apology is probably more important than the apology itself, in my opinion. But yeah, according to the World Health Organization and Cambridge University, people with bipolar disorder have a life expectancy that is shortened by 10 to 15 years on average, and a 2 to 3 times higher all-cause mortality rate than in the general population. This is on par with heart disease, diabetes, HIV, and cancer, all lethal when fatal were left untreated. For some reason, I feel like that's probably correct, but I don't like the way he's trying to frame it. Because equating a mental health disorder to a physical disorder, I don't think is right. And I feel like that's not helping the conversation. Because, it's like, hey, cancer you can't really stop. You can't really tell cancer to stop. Bipolar is similar, from what I'm aware. But, I don't know, 6'7". 6'7", I'm sorry. Bipolar are 8 times more likely to commit suicide than any other mental health issue. I did not know that. That is fair enough, especially when you have severe psychosis and mania. I can imagine that could definitely cause you to commit suicide. This part definitely feels like it makes sense considering the way Ye's been acting over the last 3 years. The scariest thing about this disorder is how persuasive it is when it tells you you don't need help. It makes you blind, but convinced you have insight. You feel powerful, certain, and unstoppable. If there is anything which has described the worst parts of Ye, that is it right there. The feeling like you have insight, you're powerful, certain, that makes so much sense. In a lot of countries, they allow people with bipolar to euthanize themselves to escape the pain. Fuck. I don't know if I feel like, yeah, I suppose. But the issue with mental health is that it can really dilute and make you think in ways that aren't for your best interests. So I don't know if I would feel comfortable with that if I was in charge of a country. But then again, that's such a subjective thing. You'd hate to have someone with mania and psychosis say, hey, I want to euthanize myself in the midst of a manic episode. But it's difficult. But yeah. I lost touch with reality. Things have got worse the longer I ignored the problem. 100% agree. Every person I've talked to that has been close to him has said the same thing. He's gotten worse, especially over those months in 2025, earlier this year, going up to the HH song, if you know, you know. It's usually not, a long process is not an easy way out to last resort. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair enough. As long as there's checks and balances, I think that's the main thing. Because I'm a big proponent of, if you are an adult, you should be able to make educated choices for yourself. So, yeah, I think that's fair. I said and did things I deeply regret. You'd fucking hope so. Some of the people I love the most are treated the worst. Yes. Especially him making fun of Virgil Abloh was fucking disgusting. You endured fear, confusion, humiliation, the exhaustion of trying to have someone who was at times unrecognizable. I recognize that, but it was definitely, as a longtime fan of him, it is him, you could tell. If you guys ever wanted to look back on that period and see how he was acting, he streamed a lot of his time in Spain, which is was about that moment where I got very close to his camp for reasons I'm not going to get into publicly. But yeah, he was definitely cranked up to 100 on that one. Looking back, I became detached from my true self. Yeah and no. as someone who has kind of been a studier of Ye over the last 5 years or so, I don't agree with I don't think that's entirely true. I think there's parts of himself that became more extreme and exaggerated, and it extrapolated out into manic and delusional thinking. But the basis was still in his own beliefs, fundamentally. In that fractured state, I gravitated towards the most destructive symbol I could find, the swastika. And even sold t-shirts bearing it. Yep. Fucking horrible. One of the most difficult aspects of having bipolar type 1 are the disconnected moments, many of which I still cannot recall, that led to poor judgment and reckless behaviour that oftentimes feels like an out-of-body experience. I regret and am deeply mortified by my actions in that state and am committed to accountability, treatment, and meaningful change. It does not excuse what I did, though. This is a very good line, and I think it should not be overstated that he is definitely... That line being in there is very important. I think that shows that he's actually making a step towards true accountability, which is really good. I am not a Nazi or an anti-Semite. Thank God I can talk about his albums again. Let's go. We've fixed anti-Semitism. He watched 21 Jump Street again. That's what happened. But no, seriously, yeah, I mean, that's good. I'm glad he's, I love Jewish people. I don't know why he said that. That's like me saying my best friend's Jewish before. I don't think that really counts. To the black community, which held me down through all the highs and lows and the darkest of times, the black community is unquestionably the foundation of who I am. I am so sorry to have let you down. I love us. I mean, I don't have the right to say anything about that. In early 2025, I fell into a 4-month-long manic episode of psychotic, paranoid, and impulsive behavior that destroyed my life. What about 2022? Hello, Quintin. What's up, Mitch? We're talking about Kanye right now. Well. Look what the cat dragged in, buddy. Look what the cat dragged in, buddy. Buddy, old pal. Old friendo. What's that? We're reading the Kanye apology. And we're hearing it out. As the situation became increasingly unsustainable, there were times I didn't want to be here anymore. Okay. That definitely would track if it's bipolar and it's manic episode. That would make sense. Having bipolar disorder is a notable state of constant mental illness. When you go into a manic episode, you are ill at that point. When you are not in an episode, you are completely normal. And that's when the wreckage from the illness hits the hardest. Hitting rock bottom a few months ago, my wife encouraged me to finally get help. Shout out to the Australian baddie, Bianca Censori, who is Kanye West's wife at the moment. My goat. You may have saved the world. Ain't no justification for his hate. You do know what bipolar disorder does, right, Mitch? You do know how bad it can get. Because, okay, this response, because I do want to talk about it, because the reason I'm doing this, by the way, chat, is that he had a performance in Mexico City over the last couple of days, and I want to talk about it, but we do have to address this apology first, for context, to talk about it. My sister has it. Yeah, lol, that's fair. When you go into a manic episode, you're ill at that point. You are not in an episode, you are completely normal. And that's when the wreckage from the illness hits the hardest. Hitting rock bottom a few months ago, my wife encouraged me to finally get help. I found comfort in Reddit forums of all places. Different people speak of being in manic or depressive episodes of a similar nature. I read their stories and realised that I was not alone. It was not just me who ruins their entire life once a year despite taking meds every day and being told by the so-called best doctors in the world that I'm not bipolar, but merely experiencing symptoms of autism. My world as a leader in my community of global impact and influence. In my mania, I lost complete sight of that. That's really funny that you just typed that, Mitch, because he literally just acknowledged he has influence. Yeah, my main. As I find my new baseline and my new center through an effective regime of medication, number one, therapy, good, exercise, very good, and clean living, amazing. I have newfound and much needed clarity. I'm pouring my energy into positive, meaningful art, music, clothing, design, and other new ideas to help the world. I am not asking for sympathy or a free pass. Though I aspire to earn your forgiveness, I write today simply to ask for your patience and understanding as I find my way home. With love, yay. So that's the apology. That is the apology. I think, hot take, I think that is, considering the corner that he put himself in over the last 5 years or so, this is probably the best ending possible. However, it would never have been enough because what he's done is completely disgusting. And I think from what I can tell, even though this probably definitely has gone through a PR agent, it is possibly, it would never have been enough, but it shows that he's at least willing to, at this point, to make a change. So, I'm going to read these comments, by the way, that you put, Mitch. I'm sorry, I just wanted to read the apology and then we would come back and talk about it. So, yeah, okay, apology my ass and justification. Like if he was some guy on the street, it would be different, but this is a man with influence and power. And these thoughts don't manifest themselves out of nowhere. If you're psychotic, you still hold all these beliefs. It's not that they only come out during a psychotic episode. See, that's the thing. Well, congratulations to his PR team for getting him to write an apology because he's losing too much money. I feel that's a very cynical way to look at it. And I know for a fact from people that have worked with him that Kanye, the last thing Ye needs to worry about is money. He has still got hundreds of millions from his Adidas deal. He's got, like, when it comes to money, I don't think he's money oriented. He has hubris. He has hubris. But yeah, I genuinely believe that at this point, and not completely true, mania can make you believe, they make you think horrible thoughts and things are okay. Yes, see, I feel, the thing is, as someone who is I've been kind of parasocial a little bit with the Ye situation, because I kind of have an attachment to his music. His music's meant a lot to me. He's inspired me to, like, personally, Kanye's inspired me a lot to be an artist and to be creative and to express myself. But yeah, he's the legendary of racism and artists. So yeah. So this is the thing, right? This is the thing. As I mentioned this before, but this is before Mitch showed up, so I want to talk about it. These things, this behavior came from a place that is definitely within him regardless of whether or not he's manic. That is a fact. As someone who has watched his political and kind of mental health denigration over time, these are things that have come from deep within his current self. However, I will say this, you can tell at moments when there's fixations, and the whole InfoWars meltdown of 2022, that was the linchpin for the last 3 to 4 years of delusion, of hyperfixation, of anger, of a lack of accountability across the board. So this whole thing, like, you can tell that he was in his feelings about being spurned by the entire world. You know? When it comes to being spurned by the entire world, this man has an ego. Ye has an ego, or has at least had an ego for the last 21 years, which has been sky high. His confidence has been the cornerstone of his self-defense, like, against the world. Like, the last time he got cancelled on that level was Twisted Fantasy. I don't know if you guys know about the Twisted Fantasy story, but there's the infamous VMA incident, which is this one.
So thank you so much for giving me a chance
right?
to win a
This is the
VMA.
last time this man received proper accountability in a big way. Yeah, don't worry. Middle pipe. Thank you for middle pipe. So this thing, which in retrospect isn't even that bad, to be honest. I'd rather 100 of these than one of his Nazi crash outs. But yeah, the last time this man got any large, widespread public pushback, this man used his hubris and ego to push through with, in my opinion, as you can see, we'll bring up on the wall, one of the best albums of his career. Somehow, with one album, this man was able to come back from a PR nightmare thanks to his hubris, right? And that is just an objective fact. People talk about Twisted Fantasy like it's the fucking Bible. Like, legitimately speaking, this is this. Okay? So, I could very easily imagine when this man gets that level of public pushback again, he tried to ego his way through with the Vultures albums. which were bad. I'm going to be honest. The Vultures albums, Vultures 1 and 2, this one was just mediocre. This one was bad. This was Kanye trying to do his ego shit again, and his ego failed. Because this success, especially Vultures 2, was a flop. It was a fucking flop 100%. Also, I'm seeing Mitch and so you guys are having a discussion. I'm not going to interrupt that. I will come back to you guys' discussion. I'm just going to talk about my shit to get it out of the way while we're talking about this. So, but yeah. This shit, like, this man, 2 years on from this, by the way, he is still having this fixation on the cancellation in 2022. And then 2025, from what I'm aware, because Kanye kind of low-key stabilized over 2024, because he kind of got the dopamine hit from getting an album out and getting Vultures 1, I think Carnival hit number 1 on the charts. So he had a bit of an ego boost. Vultures 2 completely flopped. And then we got Donda 2 re-released, which Donda 2 is not a finished album, by the way. Donda 2 in 2025, which is where you got the Spain streams, which I'm gonna pull up a little bit of. This is him in Spain with producer Digital Nas early last year. And needless to say, he is not good in this. He is not well.
I'm still working on him.
They crazy.
Yeah, that's a crazy thing.
He is not well here. He went on multiple rants about people he's worked with. And in this stream, I recommend, if you want to understand why he's saying he's in a manic episode during this period, he made fun of one of his closest collaborators and personal friends during his lifetime, Virgil Abloh. If you know anything about modern branding and fashion design, look at Virgil. He's pretty much the fundamental modern designer when it comes to fashion. He said he wanted to piss on Virgil Abloh's grave. Like, in no way would Ye have said this normally, in my opinion.
These are skyscrapers. These are 911s right here. These like buildings.
That's crazy.
So, like, this man, I completely believe him when he says he was in the manic episode. Because you'll see later. I'm going to skip a little bit later on. There's a bit where he's on the grass outside. We're sitting outside on the grass. And he just starts laughing. Like, he just starts fucking hysterically losing his mind over some fucking disgusting joke that he's made. Like, this is...
Sometimes,
But I still found humor in the little 10% of...
Yeah. We need to make that 10% 9.
But see, my thing, this is not the way God works. It is the shadow and the light that creates the form. Like, as I look at you guys as a painter, it's chiaroscuro. I have to show the likeness coming out of the...
I need to see him laugh because he makes a fucking horrible joke and then he starts losing his mind. Like, full on laughing. Yeah, I think it's like here. I think it's actually like here. Hold on.
Land, you could lose your family, and you definitely could lose your life. What do you say?
and you can lose your leg.
Yo, this is like some shit like out of like a real gangster movie, like like I was a Goodfellas, like you just laugh at that nigga like this, just like damn, Quinn. And you know Drake laughing like
Yeah, man. Like, watching this, because I was in the chat for this. If you go back and look at you'll see my username in the chats, by the way. I'm actually, I'm pretty sure I'm still modding on Digital Nas' channel. Hold on. I'm pretty sure I'm still a mod on there, unless he's done a purge. But I'm pretty sure I'm still a mod on there, unless he's done a purge. Shut the fuck up. I'm pretty sure I'm still a mod on there. Shut up, bro. Yeah, I'm still a mod in there. like, I'm still a mod. Like, I was modded on his channel. So, like, I was there during that period. This man was not well. He was just not. So, yeah, I believe him with the bipolar shit. But yeah. Anyway, let's go through the chat. Sorry, my bad. I haven't been keeping up on chat. Give me a second. I will find things. Yep. So, okay, you guys have just been talking. This is why friends and family are told to look out for complete change personalities, which makes me believe Ye a bit more, but I'm still distrusting of him. As you should be. And I think he would agree with you if you said you were distrustful. I think that the one thing about the apology that I appreciate as someone who has been kind of trying to be as supportive as I can as he's been going through this. Obviously, I can't support any of his behavior. But as someone who has a long-term relationship with his music, I want to see Ye at his best. I think the world's a better place when he's making good music and he's spreading positive messages. Like, the one thing that I appreciate about this apology is that he does not ask for forgiveness. He is made explicitly clear that it is not an excuse, and he just wants grace as he's trying to reclaim that support, which I think is, not gonna lie, a fair thing to ask for, especially considering I believe he still has creative potential. I think that we should not discount him. As much as it is really cathartic and satisfying, I think, and this is another thing with cancellations in general, is that it's really cathartic to completely cast aside someone that has done horrible shit and has said some fucking disgusting shit. And it's really cathartic to sit there and to come from a position of moral superiority when it comes to someone like that. It is really cathartic. I've been there myself. I've cut people out who have been complicated and have not trying to downplay it, but people that have done shit that I disagree with, you know? Yeah, like, that's the main thing. So it's really cathartic to do that, but it's really hard, and I think it should be really rightfully hard for us as a community of mainstream people to trust and respect him again. But I think he's coming at it from a good place, is what I'm saying. And I have faith. But it's going to be a while before even someone who has his posters up on his wall can trust him again. Because there's a lot of shit that he didn't cover in this apology. Like he did a crypto rug pull, which I am still upset about. And his lack of consistency creatively as well. And the use of AI on his projects as well, which is disgusting. I haven't studied neuropathology in so damn long though. I'm rusty as hell on my physiology. Yeah. See, I'm not like a expert on the topic, but I'm just generally, but I have a pretty good knowledge of his history, and I have some information from people. So I'm inclined to believe him as someone who's paying attention, but I'm also very, very skeptical for obvious reasons. I think it's going to take about a year or two of consistently good behavior for him to really be proven to be stable enough to invest in. Because the other fucked up part about Ye and this position that he's been in, because this is back in November, he also did sit down with the rabbi to talk about his shit, which is cool. Although this guy also is not the most reputable representative of the Jewish community, but whatever. So he's been doing this for a few months, which is cool. He's been very quiet, which is also good, and I hope he stays quiet for a while. But yeah, like, I don't know, man. I hope he gets better. Physiology and mental health, psychology and mental health is a constantly evolving field. We still have so much to learn, especially about illnesses like bipolar and BPD that have so much stigma, which causes them to be researched less. And yes, I'm going to talk about this because the other fucked up part of the situation is the amount of people who, instead of having an objectively trying to look at it from an objective point of view, this response has not been good from the general public, and I did not believe that there was that much of a stigma around bipolar. Having perceived the response to this apology be so dismissive to the point where they're not taking a single iota of what he said in any kind of serious light because of the fact that they do not believe that bipolar can cause extreme reactions is proof. And I completely agree. He should have been medicated. The people around him should have tried to help him more. There was so much everyone could have done, but it said everyone was happy to sit back and let it happen. Yeah, I agree. Digital Nas is a great example. This fucking dude. I was going to interview him because I was going to do a video talking about Ye's upcoming album because I wanted to talk about it. And I probably will end up doing it at some point. I don't know if anyone that is like part of my subs on Discord, I added, I'll find the post again that I was doing. In the text chat, this was a video I was going to do. These are like two separate thumbnails, mock-ups I was doing for a video about Bully, which is Ye's upcoming album, which is meant to come out in March. And I was going to talk to this guy, Digital Nas, about it. I'm going to be honest, I don't want to talk to him anymore because he's a scumbag. I've discovered I kind of ignored it because I was just trying to get an interview with him because he probably has good knowledge on working with Ye because he's been very close with him. Digital Nas is a scumbag because in retrospect, this man used and opportunized Ye's impulsive decision making and reckless behavior to stream him in the midst of an incredibly damaging bipolar episode for his own brand. For his own brand. And on top of that, he curved me when I went to... I messaged him when I asked to interview him, and he didn't respond. So, fuck you. Fuck you, Digital Nas. Nah, but I do look down on him a bit more for that. He's a bit of a piece of shit. I think Ye is a bad person who has bipolar, that could have influenced his decisions in mania. I agree. I think there were trace elements of bad shit in him. Because I think he's I think he's a man of extremes when he's manic. He's very generous, but he's also very evil. Just to be honest. Yeah, so like I think he definitely has. I think a big part of him as well has been his leaning towards far right ideology as well. He was kind of groomed for that too, and that's not to diminish his lack of like agency. He had agency, but he did get indoctrinated as well by people with far right beliefs. So yeah. Like, he got sucked in. So I think even when he wasn't manic, he was still surrounded by people that were feeding into far-right ideology. And eventually, when it came time for shit to hit the fan with the InfoWars, when he was manic, he just went full on the gas. You know? So, yeah. Yeah, chat. Yeah. Needless to say, I think what Sutton and you and Mitch are saying are right, by the way. Yeah. 8 times more likely to die by people with just depression. Yeah. Like bipolar, because again, it's like the extreme. It's also extremely easy for people with bipolar, especially when managed on far-right groups. Yes, exactly. This is the other part I want to talk about. Because people go, man, there's no excuse for him to be pushing out Nazi propaganda, which is 100% agreeable, by the way. There is no excuse for anybody to be doing that. It's never the kind of shit where it's deserved to just be like, hey, if you know the song, like, there's no excuse to be like that. But I will say this, when you, from what I'm aware, when you're manic, it turns everything up. Your energy goes up. Your thoughts are way more extreme. So yes, he probably would have had some conservative ideology, but I could imagine back-to-back years of being unmedicated with manic episodes getting worse and worse and escalating in intensity the less time he spends medicated and the unhealthier his lifestyle got. I can totally see that happening. I could totally see him having in reality, if he was medicated and like properly looked after and kept a good lifestyle, he's probably not going to be a full-on left-wing fucking anti-capitalist. But I don't think he would be a Nazi. I think he would just be very, like, yeah. I think he would be a very right-wing person, but not. He'd probably be more like a Tucker Carlson than anything else, if I was to be honest with you. Also, what's up, number one Adam Conover fan? Welcome back to the stream. We're in the midst of our Kanye discussion because I have to acknowledge the elephant in the room. And I'm sorry if this is an uncomfortable conversation for any of you, but I just need to get out of the way just so you know what my position is, and you can make a decision based on that. Because yeah, if I'm gonna have his fucking merch in the background, we're gonna have to talk about him. We're just gonna have to. Otherwise, people are gonna ask me and be like, "Yo, what do you think about Kanye's apology?" It's like, well, this is it. This is how I feel. The TLDR of the situation is that I will believe it when I see it, but I think it's a good first step. So, that's it. And also, he's in Mexico. I just want to play this one clip because I did watch the show. Where is it? There's like a really cool. I'm not gonna lie. He's the fact that you're willing to talk about it is enough for me. Is that like in a bad way or a good way, Sim? Is that like good or bad? Because I'm okay if you disagree with me talking about it. By the way, like I think that's completely fair. Because it's an uncomfortable conversation for a lot of people, and I think that's very fair. But low key, this performance kind of went crazy. It's cool. I like it. I like the performance. Neither. Yeah. I loved Iron Lung. Hell yeah. I'm going to go watch it tomorrow. So I'll be able to, on Wednesday, I'll talk to you guys about it. I'm definitely going to go and watch it. Yeah, but no, like his performances were kind of goated because he's in Mexico City. He just did 2 nights there. He also got like someone really cool guy on a talk box to do this. It was a good movie. Hell yeah, I'm glad you thought it was a good movie though. I'm going to go see it tomorrow, so on Wednesday you'll probably get the Iron Lung discussion. We'll talk about that more actually, but yeah, I just wanted to. But yeah, it's cool. Cool concert. Anyway, in other news, Iron Lung chat. Are you guys gonna go see Iron Lung? I know Quintin kind of a fan seen it, but what about Sim? What about Mitch? What about Soot? Are you guys gonna go see it? The new Markiplier movie? Because I'm going to, so I'm curious. What's it about? Never heard of it before in my life. Okay, you haven't heard about it? This is time for us to have a discussion about it. Iron Lung is a movie adaptation of a horror game that was released in like 2019, I think. When was it? No, it came out in 2022. It's a very good. It's like I think it's only about like 2 hours long. The main premise of the game is that it's like in the far future, and some horrible cataclysmic events happened. So you're like, it's like a sci-fi story, and you're in this creaky ass submarine, going into the depths of like a blood ocean, to try and find shit. It's like very eldritch horror-y type beat. But Markiplier played it on his channel. I think when did he play it on the channel for? Give me a look. He played it, yeah, and literally in May. And then shortly after, he loved the game so much that shortly afterwards he contacted the lead dev and got the rights off him to make a movie adaptation. No studios would fund him. So this man, Markiplier, Five Nights at Freddy's man, proceeded to produce, direct, star, and edit the film himself, which is kind of baller as fuck, I'll be honest. Like, he clearly had the money to fund it, but like, that's commitment. I can respect that. Like, that's the kind of shit I would do if I was in Markiplier's position. But this year, so he was working on the film. He literally started the film like pre-production in like 2023, I think. So it was pretty soon after the game came out. But he had like a full-on set. He had like a full-on set and everything. He built a hold on a second, let me look it up. I don't know anything about this movie. I'm generally skeptical of small indie films, and they can be charming, but not necessarily all that good. But I think 2025 was one of the strongest years of film for the century. I can agree with that. Apparently, it's quite good. I've heard good things from people. Hold on. But they ended up getting this huge ass fucking set. Like, it was all shot practically, because most of the film apparently takes place in a submarine. So they built the submarine practically and put it on a gyrating, like, NACMO setup, which is like, it's like a hydraulic system which can control orientation, and it can do really sudden, fast, strong movements. So yeah, he shot that himself. He went back and did reshoots by himself in isolation as well, which is kind of crazy. And the craziest thing about this story is that he made it for under $3 million. It was originally going to be debuted in, I think, like 3 theaters in the US. What's up, Sri Lanka? Welcome to the stream. We're talking about Iron Lung at the moment. Smosh the movies. It was going to be Markiplier's best appearance. I want to watch that at some point. Like, here's just a slice of best material from 2025. Okay, I am listening. I'm just going to finish the story so everyone's aware. The Markiplier movie, yeah. But the craziest part about it is that, yeah, I think the distribution went up from 3 theaters to 4,000 because he asked his fans to email theaters. Which means, even though this is like an indie movie, by the way, he distributed this film himself. There's no studios attached to this at all. This is purely an independent movie. Not even like a B-movie studio. Like, legitimately, the production company is Markiplier Studios, bro. Like, there is no way, yeah. Directed, written by Mark, edited by Mark. It's kind of fucking insane. Produced by, like, it's fucking crazy. But, yeah, hey, in the first day, it's already made nearly $20 million. It's the #1 movie in America. So, my goat Markiplier. That's all I'm going to say. So that's why I'm going to go watch the movie tomorrow, because I want to support him as a filmmaker. So yeah, you guys should go see it, because honest to God, with all of the fucking bullshit from the studios, the SAG shit associating themselves with AI, Aronofsky is doing an AI fucking movie now. Fuck him for that, by the way. I'm so pirating one battle after another because of you fucking bitch. Yeah, like SAG going with AI, studios going with IP slop. Fuck it. I would much rather support an independent filmmaker with passion than this bullshit. I guess these are all the films that Mitch has watched last year. They're really good. Thanks for that. Thank you for that. But yeah, you guys should go and watch Iron Lung, chat. Go and watch it. Please go watch Iron Lung. Someone's got it. Also, I'm going to put some 3DS music on in the background while we talk. One battle after another is bloody phenomenal. Yes, I've heard that. However, I was going to watch it. I was like, oh boy, I can't wait to pay for it. I'm pretty sure... Isn't it Aronofsky? No. What is Aronofsky? My bad. I didn't mean to... I fucking PTA. My bad. Sorry. Darren Aronofsky. Who the fuck... What was it last year? Caught Stealing. That was it. Yeah. This guy, fucking Aronofsky, is doing an AI movie. He's doing AI. This is AI. Like, what? What is this bullshit? Also, Mitch, can you not spam the chat full of movies, bro? Like, I didn't realize you're gonna do all that much. Can you just not spam, dog? Because I think if people want to send a message to, they probably can't, because you just take up the entire chat. Aronofsky's a horrible bloke. Yeah, look at this bullshit. Look at this fucking slop. What kind of fucking self-respecting filmmaker would do this fucking stupid shit? I'm actually pissed. And you know what the fucking worst part about it is? Is that SAG, the fucking Screen Actors Guild, signed off on this shit.
We have it in our power.
It's all SAG voice actors. Which means SAG is giving this fucking slop a fucking bullshit.
There is no way but forward.
Look at it. Look at the slop.
United Colonies of North America.
This is not cinema. I hate to be pretentious, but I'm going to be pretentious. You know what? I used to be really open when it comes to cinema, right? I'm like, hey, anyone could be a cinematic filmmaker. It's the principles that count. This is not cinema. I'm going to head out. I have to actually get out of bed, my back later. Fair enough, thank you. It's not filmmaking. Are you annoyed because you look like that? Because it's AI. Both! Okay, the AI makes it look like that. You can tell there is no intention. Look at the fucking staging. This is so insulting. And I know this is going to sound like I'm a fucking soy-facing, he's so angry. But like, how can you not be pissed that this man is willing to associate his name with this fucking slop bullshit motherfucking piece of shit film? Like, film. It's not even a film. This is the kind of shit that you get on Instagram Reels, bro. Like, I'm not even kidding. This is Instagram Reels content. Like, this is not... Do not associate the art of filmmaking with this fucking bullshit computerized slop. Like, you can... The amount of fucking time and effort that this would have taken, you could have just gone out with a camera and shot, and it would have looked better. Like, I guarantee you, this took so long to get usable results out of it. What's the point? What's the point of the time investment? Get a camera. You have access to this equipment. You made a film last year. Just go and do it. Like, this looks low budget. This doesn't even look like it's produced well. Look, there's no intentionality behind any of this shit. Both these guys are just as in focus as each other. The focal depth isn't even that. Like, there's nothing. It's unnatural. The movement's stilted. Like, for fuck's sake, are we serious, bro? I will go on a rant. I don't give a fuck. Turn this shit into a fucking, turn this shit into a meme. I don't give a fuck. I'm just telling you how I feel. Anyway, let's go back. Hi, Mary. How's it going? You caught me midway through my anti-AI rant. I'm glad you're in a better mood, though, Mary. Awesome. Hopefully Panther's well. If it was actually good, would you still be pissed? Unfortunately, Sri Lanka, I don't think there's a chance that this could be good. To be honest with you, I don't think there's a chance it could be. Because even if I wasn't aware, even if I somehow genuinely, I respect the passion. Thank you. I'm gonna take my hoodie off. I'm hot. I'm hot and bothered, chat. That is how upset I am. I'm going to a singlet mode, okay? I'm genuinely this angry that I'm sweating, okay? I don't usually sweat like this, but I'm doing it. Also, you're getting my shoulders. You're getting Quintin's shoulder cam. But in what fucking universe? Like, in what universe could someone look at this and go, man, this looks the exact same as what I've already been watching? No one. Not even the boomers that get fucking lied to by AI images on goddamn Facebook all day could look at this and be like, man, what a high quality production. This looks tacky. It just looks tacky. Like, oh my God, sorry. It's just I studied film for 3 years. I spent 3 years of my life and thousands of dollars being told not to be lazy. And then I see Oscar award-winning filmmakers do this shit. And it annoys me. You know what I mean, chat? Like, you know what I mean? Say we went about CGI compared to hand-drawn animation, but they has soul. Yep. There's none of that. I agree, by the way, Sin. I mean, not Sin, Mitch. Well, I also agree with Sin. I'm guaranteed 99. Unless you come out and say, man, AI is so good. How to lose credibility as a filmmaker, step one. How I see it is that if it's a good movie, that's all that matters, regardless of AI or not. Not saying this movie is bad, but in the future, I don't think AI use in films would be rare. Hey, Sri Lanka, to be honest with you, you probably represent the vast majority of people. And I can't sit here and be like, man, you're wrong. Because in a way, you're kind of right. I'll be honest. I think people won't give a fuck about how the movie's made. People barely care about how movies are made now. Like, it's the cinephiles and the filmmakers and the creatives that are interested in the process that will genuinely appreciate the work, right? So I can't be angry at you. I can't be angry at you because the system that we live under now when it comes to creativity and art is prioritized in such a way that it is not about the quality or the process of art because it's all profit motivated. So if it's a engaging product, that's all that matters to people. We've been subconsciously programmed to believe that we are somehow like, regardless of, like, you could whip children on a set, but if the movie's good, people will remember how good the movie is. I'm serious. You could be the worst person ever. You could be Woody Allen, right? People will still watch Shakespeare in Paris because it's a good movie, right? The amount of emphasis that people have on the quality of the production of the art itself, it doesn't matter to people. That is the worst part of it. That is the worst part of it. So, unfortunately, widespread adoption of this, I'm sorry, I think when it comes to creativity versus AI, on a profit level, in regards to, we're going to see it, because the thing is with AI is that it takes way less, like, money and time. And time is also money to these people, than human labor, right? So on a company level, I think we're, unfortunately, it is akin to the Industrial Revolution, right? Or streaming services, or any of these things that have happened. It is unfortunately a massive step forward for humanity. But unfortunately, it is a step forward off a cliff, in my opinion. I mean, the more I've grown up, the more I've become a Luddite. And at this point, I very much say we're losing out on the soul behind humanity, to be honest with you. So when it comes to this shit, man, I don't know. When it comes to AI, man, I think Pandora's box has been opened. But we should not be encouraging this. We shouldn't be encouraging it. The only way that we have a chance of winning, if we want to talk about winning and losing, because I think it is a zero-sum game with AI. You know, we're gonna have to just be like, hey, this is just tacky, and it is. This is what it is. It's just tacky, bro. It's tacky. That's all it is. It's just tacky. It's not original. It's not creative. It's just tacky. You know, we're gonna have to make people realize this is lower quality than what we're used to. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, man. Let me read the chat. Sorry, I just need to get that off my chest. Why do you think art is human? I think there's more art that's not man-made than there is. And you're confused. Yeah. Okay. The thing is, Sri Lanka is like, I feel right. Okay. Sri Lanka, what? Okay. Let's do something simple. What are some of your favorite albums of all time or songs of all time? Like, you know, I think art appreciation should be taught in schools. Well, I don't think art appreciation can be taught in a traditional sense. You can't tell someone how to appreciate something because appreciation of art is very subjective. It comes from, hey, do you see personal value in what this is trying to say? You know, like, for example, I talk to people. For example, let's talk about albums like Drake, right? Drake. I don't like Drake. I think Drake is very boring to me. I don't think I get any kind of appreciation or long-term interest in what he does. I can't sit there and be like, man, I can really appreciate him talking about his struggles as a rich man with love, right? I can't relate to that, but someone else can, right? So when it comes to appreciating art, the thing is with Mitch in particular, I'll talk to you because you're the one that's being very strong about this as well. You seem to have a very essentialist utilitarian view of what is appreciation, right? And I think appreciation and understanding are two different things. So what we're going to get is, I don't think there will ever be a lack of appreciation for media or entertainment or creative work. So, you know, there will always be people, because people need to be entertained. People want their souls to be nourished. There's a reason why a lot of us have a gravitational pull towards music and stuff like that. You know, but fundamentally, right? Appreciation, not understanding. You know, a lot of people can appreciate the artistry or appreciate the sound of a Drake album, but they don't understand why that sounds good. They just don't. They don't want to, because to understand requires knowledge, right? You know, and there's a bunch of shit that I don't understand. Like, you know, someone will show me some piece of machinery or electronics, and I'll be like, man, that's really cool. If it can be learned, then AI could learn it. Yeah, that is true. But I think that Sri Lanka, a good point that we need to take into account is that AI, that's the limitation of AI, is that it can only utilize what's already existing. So AI, because of the way it works, AI is just a really really sophisticated algorithm. It's a math equation, right? It just takes things, it associates data with other data. And then when you type into ChatGPT or Sora or what's that new one, Genie, I think, from Google, you type that shit in, it's really just creating, and it's just using logic to create a combination of things that already exist, right? So yeah, like you can look at AI and it's like, wow, it's doing all this cool new shit. But we all know now, I think it's reached public consciousness level, we're all aware that AI is only realistically coming from, you know, it's not original. It's not as unique or interesting as you would get from a fucking original movie or whatever. But do you not think every new thought has already been thought before? I mean, I think most of our thoughts have to come from other places, right? So we definitely have to have a foundation that comes from centuries of knowledge of, you know, like it's societal standards and, you know, basic common sense shit, right? Or we get inspired by movies or music that we've already listened to before. We get inspired by things, but because of the complex situation in our heads, right? Our brains are more than just logic. We've got emotions, we've got psychological ties to shit in our lives. You know, we've all got our own histories. The thing with AI is, here's a great way I would use to explain it, is that AI is the logic side of our brains. So like if we didn't cut out all our emotions, right? And we got a logical side of our brain to be like, okay, I want to make a movie about XYZ. And it would make a movie showing all these things. But humans aren't just logical, we're also emotional. So we will try to engage our logical side and be like, hey, I want to make a movie about, okay, here's an example. Let's go back to the 80s, right? And we asked ChatGPT to come up with a movie treatment for a movie about a person coming back from Vietnam who is a veteran who has decided to violently act out against authority figures, right? So we'd have a movie with explosions and, you know, it would be to have characters, there'd be conflicts in them, there'd be some minor emotional shit to get you the tiniest bit invested in this character. Or, from a human perspective, you get something like Rambo: First Blood, which is a movie not only about the Vietnam War, but it shows at the end how, you know, how layered and nuanced this character is. And that has to come from somewhere that comes from emotions. So that's the thing. Everyone glazing AI right now is going to be like, man, what's poppin', gang? What's up? Shady, we're talking about AI right now. Right off for the night. See you next time. See you, Sin. But yeah, that's the difference. AI is never going to be the same as a human being. It's just never going to. You can get it to lie and hallucinate or whatever the fuck. You can tell it to try and be emotional. It won't. Because human creatives have a unique history and set of values and emotions and experiences. AI is just logic. It's just pointing things to other things. You can add as much data as you want and you can try and get it to pass as much as you want, but you can't create an AI with trauma. You can't create an AI with fucking heartbreak because it doesn't know how to feel those things. It's not a human being. The closest you get is an emulation of emotion, but people can tell when you're emulating emotion. People can tell when you're lying. When you're walking up and you're like, man, you know, when you lie to someone about how you feel, most people can tell because they're not fucking idiots. Because we've spent thousands of millions of years in some cases over time slowly gaining the ability to pass lying and to understand emotions. AI can never do that. It just can't because it's not designed to. You're trying to get a computer to be a human being. It's not possible. You can't do it. It's like trying to fit a square peg into a round hole. It's just not going to fit because AI is man-made. But that's like saying okay, that's like saying I don't know, fucking a pizza vending machine is man-made, but I can't make a pizza as good as a human being. So humans, I feel like Sri Lanka, I can hear where you're coming from. And by the way, I think for a lot of things AI is really good. Any logical task, I think we should absolutely be training up AI for logical tasks, in my opinion, right? Because AI, it's a logical algorithm. It's perfect for that kind of thing. If we can train an algorithm for logical tasks and thinking, because in a binary sense, if there's a one set answer, fucking put an AI on it. It makes sense. Fuck it. Because that's like the kind of shit that a fucking a computer can do way better than a human being. But anything with emotions, you're just not going to get the same thing. And it's always going to be halfway there. And you can't interrogate an AI properly in regards to the decisions it makes. Because at the end of the day, ChatGPT, the only thing ChatGPT does is pull from other things. I'm not saying it's currently at that point, but to say never, I think is just wrong. I mean, here's the real thing, right? I'm someone who I'm aware of the limitations of what AI is. Because there are limitations. AI companies are doing a really good job astroturfing and it being like, man, this has got infinite potential. AI is the future. It's never going to stop innovating. But it is going to stop innovating. Because when we got smartphones, when we got the first iPhone, it's like, man, the touchscreen. You can do everything with this. But over time, right, and we got a bunch of wacky different phones and shit, and we got foldable screens. But this technology has a point where it gets as perfect as it can get. This form factor, every phone looks like this. Every phone has a screen with no bezels really. It all uses USB-C, it all uses Bluetooth and wireless and all the other shit, Folding phones are just duct taping two of these together with a hinge and an overall screen. The form factor is pretty much done. So there's a point where it reaches a ceiling. AI is going to have the same thing because the fundamental AI... Sri Lanka, Mitch, you say that with all due respect, but that is disrespectful. That's your problem. You are disrespecting. That's not a good critique. That's not a good critique. That's just you saying you're wrong and you're stupid. So I wouldn't say that. Because if we're gonna have a discussion, have a discussion. But again, with smartphones, they're gonna get to this point. AIs are going to get to a point where the fundamental logic that runs them, right, which is, hey, massive, hundreds of terabytes of training data, and hey, there's all these connections that we've made, we've given them all a hash key, right? So, all these things, there's going to be a limit. There's going to be a limit to that thing. There's going to be a limit to that logic because there's only so much data and there's only so much you can build upon that foundation. Again, you're trying to force a computer to be creative. It's not possible because it's a logic-based machine. The algorithm is based on logic. That's the whole point. So when I say it's never going to happen, it's just because the constraints that they've designed for the technology, the basic fundamental process on just like a smartphone is a powerful phone with a touch screen. This is never going to change until they change the form itself, until it becomes a different product. For example, in 200 years, we might not have physical phones. It might be brain chips, like Neuralink. But that's a different technology. So AI in this current form factor is never going to be as good as a human being when it comes to creating stuff. It won't. Unless we end up in quantum computing in which case any kind of and then somehow tap into the possibilities of quantum computing. Every single piece of computerized technology is based upon logic, on ones and zeros and fucking binary bits. Nothing about this is random. Nothing about this is random. You know, all that AI is doing right now is that it is getting closer and closer to having more consistent visual indicators. And that's the thing. That's why you find a lot of homogenization in AI images. That's why there's a style with AI. Because if you look at some AI-generated slop, right? Like, it all looks the same. Like, all those videos of like the AI objects and food yelling at each other. I don't know if you guys have seen that yet, but we've got that. Like, this kind of shit, you can instantly clock that it's AI. You can instantly clock it. Because it's got a rendering style. Because the limitations of AI is as it's trying to get a more accurate result, it is picking one style and sticking with it. That's the truth. That's the truth, right? So as much as I can get the excitement around it, and it's like, man, there's so much infinite possibility. You're being lied to on purpose, because if you look at OpenAI's value, like if we look at the value of this stock, like let's go all time. Like it's only going up because it's all astroturfing to make them more money. But the reality, there's a reason why everyone knows it's a bubble. It's because the moment that people stop fucking paying into the fucking fantasy that AI is going to be radically different and incredible and a replacement for human beings in general, it's going to be too late. Like, it's going to be gone. It's going to be gone. You know what I mean? It may not be better than all humans, but I think AI will reach the point where we're better than 97%. I think AI will replace... Here's my opinion. I think AI will replace people in logical areas. So I think it will replace a lot of doctors, right? It'll replace mathematicians. It'll replace engineers. It'll replace roboticists. It'll replace anything with hard, logical backbones and reasoning. It'll replace a lot of scientists as well. That's just the fact. It will never replace the I don't think it will ever fucking fully replicate, like, top best of the machines is the one up. Anyone who won't stand a chance. I think not, because I think you'll find that AI will not get better at art. As a mathematician, I don't think AI will replace it at all. I think for most grunt work it will. I think it will, because some mathematics, Mitch. But the thing is, there's rules. There's actual proper hard rules to math, though, right? For the vast majority of it, like it's all conceptual, right? But you guys have set rules for, you know, grunt work. That's what I mean. Like, it'll replace grunt work. It will. In creative sectors, it will replace a lot of grunt work too. Like, I know for a fact that AI will replace concept artists. I can guarantee you the vast majority of concept artists will be replaced by AI. Or at least the vast majority. Because the fact of the matter is, concept art is art... I didn't mean to bump the table. Concept art is art that's designed to be as a baseline that other people will then take on and embellish further. That is definitely going to be replaced. I can see it. Because it's not as important to the process. Like, you know, people will be able to work in that regard. So I don't think it'll be 97% humans. I'd say like 5 to 10%. You know, 15% maybe. But like when it comes to people that require new thinking or thinking outside of the box, it'll definitely be a different story, in my opinion. The actual process of developing the theory is definitely something you can just replace. Yes, I agree. Yep. That's the thing. Like, it'll replace grunt work, but it will not be 97% of humans. 100%. Also, Shady says the only acceptable AI is the little dancing fruits. I can kind of agree with that, actually. Although, I'm pretty sure that the originals were just animated. Well, teachers might get replaced with AI. I can see that, yeah. I can see that. Although, it depends. I think teachers also need to be emotionally mature to be able to interface with kids that have trouble learning. But like when it comes to maybe formulating assignments and stuff, I could definitely see, instead of having a teacher type it up, an AI might do it. You know, like if it's like a math test, AI could do that. But I think when it comes to talking a kid down, or like, you know, having someone that's having trouble or getting frustrated or angry, an AI can't grasp the true emotional randomness of humans. You know, may simple way a computer system replace so many jobs. Yes, I agree. You know, so I think we're gonna get on a level. It's gonna be hard. Like a lot of basic motherfuckers are gonna be replaced, which is sad. I hope that I think, and I hope that we get the safety net more robust for people that are suffering from unemployment. I think a human can, though. It's all guesswork. I think no, well, because we have social cues that were picked up on over the years, right? Like you can kind of tell when someone's upset, and you know, there's certain things that are like emotionally that AI couldn't grasp. Companies will just start expecting more out of workers. Yeah, I think I could definitely imagine like certain things. I would say, stocking shelves in a supermarket. Let's use a supermarket as an example, right? I think, I believe in a supermarket, like, I would say, butchers, I would say deli people, I would say supermarket stockers, like, you know, virtual shoppers, food delivery, that'll be all AI, or all robotics and AI. I can guarantee it within the next 100 years. Sorry for being late. Please tell me it's ending. I didn't get the notification. Not yet. We're still talking about AI. What's up, Ghostface, by the way? Welcome to the stream. But I think most grunt work will be replaced, but there'll probably still be a couple of human beings there, either to oversee everything or to have emotional conversations. Like customer service, I legitimately believe customer service will not be replaced with AI, because people will. Oh yo, what the fuck? Thank you so much for the Prime sub, man. Welcome back to the community. Welcome back to, we're at you got the 3 months badge. Let's go. Welcome back to the channel, Ghostface. Thank you so much for the sub, man. Thank you. That's so awesome. Thank you so much. But yeah, so I think a lot of the grunt work will be replaced, but there'll be human beings mixed in. They still need to work. But a lot of people will be out of work though, I will say. And there'll be a major come to Jesus moment for everybody. Customer service is already replaced by AI in some shops. Yeah, but like people get frustrated. Yeah, we just got started. I think you think you're gonna start at 1 out of 10. Let's go. Yeah, like I think it's like people get frustrated with AI though. Hi, back. I'm Quintin Players. How are you? Oh, I lost the hoodie. Yeah, you're getting my. I'm being a bigger little harlot and showing my shoulders on camera. Ooh. I know, bearing my shoulders for all the men to gawk at. Men and women to gawk at on Twitch.television. I just bludgeoned my finger, hit crap, I'm in agony. I'm sorry, Mitch. I'm sorry, man. Fuck. That sucks. But I'm glad you're here, man. But you know, so fucking that's pretty chill. Holy hell. Damn. Insane. You still have the reach out tag, by the way? Yeah, I still have that. I mean, I want to keep that up in case I do another one. I also want to support reach out, so it's a good tag. I'm so much pain, Jesus Christ. Bros, trauma dumping in the chat. Oh no. Fuck. Oh man. How are you going, Pop PHP? How are you? I hope you're going okay. I didn't see you've been messaging me, but I haven't been checking because I've been busy. Bored. Hi, bored. I'm Quintin, please. Hashtag ghosted. It's not ghosting. I'm just doing my side hustle, man. Fuck. God forbid I do a side hustle in the big 2-5, dog. Jesus. My bad. Oh, okay, I hope my sub helps. Thank you. Yeah, thanks, man. I do appreciate it. Like, I mean, you know, everything from, like, by the way, any revenue I get from Twitch this year is going to be saved up, and I'm going to use it for probably content stuff, and also I'm trying to save up to go back to Melbourne, so if you want to drop a sub, you know, that'd help me on my goal. But no pressure. Seriously, no pressure. No pressure in the chat, but it's 2026. My bad. My bad. Oopsie daisy. Oopsie whoopsie, I fucky wucky a little bit. Oh, whoa, precious fingers. Quintin plays, do you don't think AI won't even reach vision level? Well, no, vision is like... Vision is, I think, not in the current form, no. Not with the current foundations of AI. I hope not. Nah, I don't think it will. I think we'll safe chat. Why Melbourne again? You just moved? I didn't want to leave Melbourne. I left Melbourne primarily because I couldn't afford to, and I was being a burden on my friends. And I couldn't handle that anymore. They've been very kind. I had a few offers to stay from people, but I chose to be my own person and to be responsible for myself. Just because I got to be my own man, and I got to stand on my own 2 feet and be responsible. I do really appreciate the time I spent there, and I love Melbourne so much. It's a great city. I was coming back to New Zealand. I am in New Zealand. I'm in New Zealand as of mid-December last year. So I've been here for nearly a couple months, but welcome back. Yeah, welcome back. But yeah, my eventual goal was to go back to Melbourne, I'll be honest with you, because it's just probably better for my career down south of where I don't want to talk about it on stream. I'm trying to actually keep my location secret for once, because I don't have the installation of being in a large city anymore. So if I tell people where I am, it's like, oh, you can find me a lot easier than in Australia. So, oh wait, I don't have Misky emote anymore. That sucks. I'm sorry, man. You gotta go. That's okay. Just sub to both, man. But yeah, man, it's certainly something. But I do want to go back to Melbourne because it's probably better for if I want to go back into streaming, because that's where all the streamers are going. It's fucked up because when I was leaving last year, I talked to a bunch of Kiwi streamers and they're all moving to Melbourne. So they were moving and I was leaving. It was the fucked up worst time. But yeah, there's like lots of opportunity there for me to expand and do more fun content for you guys, because like I want to do streaming as a full-time thing. Like at some point, like hopefully this year I'll get close enough where I can consider doing it, or at least make a bit more money out of it. If any brands want to sponsor me, hey, hit me up. Hey, you know, if any brands are watching right now, Nintendo, Switch 2. But yeah, so like that's my end goal for this year, I think. But we'll see what happens. Things change, you know. Things change and things stay the same, isn't it? That's just life, isn't it, chat? Oh man, but I thank you guys for coming back and hanging out with me today and watching. I do appreciate it. Surely Twitch partner end of the year, maybe. I mean, what do you need to get Twitch partner? It's like fucking. I need like 75 viewers or some shit, don't I? Yeah, I need 75 average viewers and like a bunch more. So hey, if you want me to hit Twitch partner, tell your friends. Tell your friends, tell your family. If you feel like it. Your 75 average is the hard bit. Yeah, like, you know, if you want to, you know, I can't sub the boat because my only time I can sub with Prime because I'm saving it for a car for around 2016 next year. You know, fair enough. I can't hate on that shit, bro. I can't hate on it, to be honest with you. My goat. Congratulations. Also, a Grammy update. GNX1 Best Rap Album. Goated. Shout out Kendrick. I've been keeping up on it. But yeah, congrats, man. I'm gonna try to save up to get a car as well. I gotta go do some traveling, I think, at least in New Zealand, to go see someone who I won't name. So you know, but that's later on. I'm hoping that, or even a few hundred saved, goated. Yeah, I'm trying to save up money too, but I just moved into this place and I had to buy a bunch of shit to live. Apparently things cost money, which is kind of insane. But you know, like fuck it. You gotta. It's an upfront investment, and hopefully I won't have to spend any more on it. But we will see. We will see what's going on. You know, with that one. But you know, so like end of this year, hopefully I'll be on a flight to Melbourne. Is Grammys live now? It is, but I'm not watching any clips. I am not watching any fucking clips from that show because I watched the Oscars last year. No, not even live clips, like uploaded clips from while the broadcast was happening. People uploading clips on Twitter. I got banned for 2 weeks on Twitch. Fuck that shit. So I'm not gonna look at any clips or anything. I'm good. You know. But yeah, so you know, like it's cool. It's cool, man. What's the time? It's 3 o'clock. Okay, chat. I might just segue out to the end of the stream. We'll still talk for a bit. How long does that usually last? I think it's like 4 hours or something. Because they just keep going for some reason. But I thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. I'm trying to get a Facebook Marketplace car and maybe get a shit box for a project. Okay, hi. Wow, just as I'm going to leave too. You're evil, bro. You're evil, bro. That's crazy. But how are you, Mary? Hope you're good. Back in time for you to leave. Exactly, man. Hey, but now we're going to rate out to Vonderg. He's playing Minecraft, I think, with Mr. Hops. And Bog Ross 9001. So go say hi to him. Be nice. Thank you so much. I'll be live again in a couple of days with Persona 5. So if you guys want to catch that, come hang out with me. Say hi. I appreciate you guys so much. I will see you later on. Actually, before I go, if you're not in the Discord, join the Discord. Join the Discord. I'm going to send a link in the thing right now because you guys join the Discord. That command's broken. Join the Discord. Click that link. Join it. Get in there. Get in there right now. But I'll see you guys in a couple days. Chatters. Goodbye. Goodbye. Bye.